Welcome to episode 31. So I'm trying to stay organized because I got a bunch of little things to do today and one big thing. So episode 31, the big thing, the control building, basically this building right here. I want to try to get that finished. And I've got a bunch of odds and ends. Now looking ahead, I'm hoping we get this all done in one episode, but who knows? 32 to however long is going to be our big aluminum production. And then in the future, we need rocket fuel and a large factory. So I already said the big thing's the control building. So at the medium factory, we need to do the control building. Part of the smaller things, though, I want to automate the gas masks, which I can do the first one. The second one, I'm not sure how we're going to do it. When I say road signs, you're driving down the road and there's signs. I want some of that on the train tracks near the intersections, like, hey, medium factory left, or, whatever. The retaining wall is the giant concrete foundation under the train station, and I want to make the huge wall look better. I'm thinking about putting a train roof, like over the train stations, only here, not at the other stations. And then should I hook the hyper tubes up? I don't know, maybe. I need to get some more summer sloops because we haven't made the alien power matrix thing yet. So that's the stuff for the medium factory. And then specifically the big thing, the control building, that's going to be here in a second. But I also need to go to the refinery. I need to add more diagonal bracing, and I want to put the road signs there. I need to go to the Quartz area. I need to do road signs there. I needed to make the retaining wall look good, and it needs a billboard because we've got the big billboard on this building. It says medium factory. The coal area somewhere over there says that, and then that one says oil refinery, so that one needs a billboard. So those are all the odds and ends. The big one, control building. And then for the control building, the bottom floor is going to be the power room. Then we're going to have the layout room. I would call it the control room, but you're not really going to control anything. Then a construction room, and then the base room. And what I mean is, so the power room is going to be the basement, and I've already got these two run down into there. So we'll do all the power down there. And that'll also include running power to the base permanently, because right now there's just this line that goes over, and yeah. Then this floor is going to be the control room. It's just going to be, I want a wall or a series of walls that explains what everything is, where it is, and my numbers. Basically, I have an Excel spreadsheet and I want it on a giant wall so I can know what's going on over here. So that'll be the power room down there, the control room here. Then we'll come up and we'll have a construction room. I want a sink and, a chest because occasionally I just need to throw stuff away. Right now, before we build the aluminum factory, I'm manually filling that with aluminum copper, and it's making the, are these the Alcad sheets? Yeah. And then it's going in a dimensional depot just so I can make Mark V belts. So stuff like that, temporary one-off things will be on the construction floor. And then the top floor, what I'll call the base, I want to put the hub there because right now the hub's over there. I want to put the hub there, and then I want to bring in the MAM and the workshop and the awesome shop, and I'm hoping that'll come out right here. And then we'll be able to walk out and basically have the hub here. So we'll kind of make it work out. And I had to put that, if you didn't watch the elevator episode, whatever that was, like 11 or 12 or something, when we updated to 1.1, in order to get the buttons on the elevator panel the way I wanted it, I had to put a stop there and a stop there just to take up a space. So that's why those are there. That one's never going to get used, but I think we can use that one. So we're going to start with the time lapse here, and I got to move all this stuff inside. I don't entirely know how big this needs to be. It's going to be kind of dictated by the power towers because we've got our coal power plant and that's bringing power in. Then this one's a little complicated because it's the oil refinery and we're not really sending power out, but you could be sending power to the refinery, but then the refinery is also burning a bunch of fuel and power's coming back in. So these are kind of like both power in, power in. Then somewhere we got to have power go over to the base to feed the base. And then we're going to want power out on power towers to go feed the aluminum building that we'll be building. We'll want one for the large factory. We'll probably want a couple more. So I need to get some more power towers headed out of the area. And then down here, we'll do a bunch of priority power switches and stuff and get it all organized. something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And then the other floors, the control room floor, like, it doesn't need to be the full footprint. So we might have the basement is large, but then the other floors are a smaller building. I'm not entirely sure. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. But anyways, here comes the time lapse. I'm going to go ahead and switch the power over. I need to run the permanent power to this building, but just for now, what had happened a long time ago was I had a power run going up in here. I should have moved it before I built this because it's all kind of buried now, but I found this one that there was a power line from there going down to here. So I deleted that line and just temporarily, and like that runs up and connects every floor. Temporarily, I've got the line coming down to here to this pole. This pole comes back, it goes to that pole. And then over here underneath the building, and I still need to take this and kind of run them on the backside here. But so I've got these wall outlets, and it's going to be, I think this is going to be production floor 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the lighting circuit, or 4, 3, 2, 1 in the lighting circuit. I don't remember, but so we've got one connected to the pole that goes down and just connects the building. So the medium factory only is connected to that, nothing else, right? Because I disconnected it from that. I've got, this is the miners. I'm going to disconnect this. This is going to take out my hover pack. So that disconnected all of the miners in the area. So the miners are connected, and I just, because these two are here, I connected it to here, connected it to here. This runs over and runs in. So this, these high voltage wires run out, and they just feed all of the miners in the area. Nothing else, right? Because that other run feeds the factory. This is all the miners. This one goes to the coal power plant. So this is going to be power in from the coal. This one's the oil refinery. We don't need that anymore. These two are for future use. And then back here, I think this one's going to be for rocket fuel. This will be for the aluminum, and this will be for the large factory. Obviously, they don't go anywhere because none of those buildings exist. And then over here, this is for the trains. This runs over and powers these two train stations, which will power all of the train stations on the map, right? Because like over at the oil refinery, the train station is not connected to the building. So that way I've got all my trains separated. Now I do have the two miners at the Quartz Outpost connected to the train station. I don't see any reason to run power towers over there for just two. And I've got some signs here: electrical vault, authorized personnel. This area will be kind of safe. This area is crazy dangerous. So I've got extreme danger, high voltage, do not enter when energized. I'm going to explain it all, but what we've got going down the middle is I've got a power line connected to basically nothing, right? Nothing's connected to this. So I want to take, and I need to get rid of all these things. Actually, this isn't even connected to anything now. Okay, so everything's separated. So the power towers from the coal power plant are right here. And you can see the coal power plant, yep, it's still running. It's producing 4,800. It's consuming 900 because that's all the water extractors and the miners and all that stuff. So, and the batteries are connected to that, right? So that's good to go. It's doing its thing. I'm going to go ahead and take this and connect it to here. So now I've got power on this. Now, if we do the oil refinery, same thing. It's got power. It's producing, it kind of fluctuates. You can go back to a previous episode. I'm not going to go through it again, but it's going to fluctuate until the fabric backstuffs. But we're producing way more power than we're consuming over there. So it's, net positive, and it's still running. I'm going to also connect that to here. So you can think of it, this is our power input. And that's basically a power input, even though it's using some of it. So this line is our primary power grid. So now we want to send power out places. Let's say the trains. So I can connect this to here. It runs down and through a priority power switch up and over and then to trains, which you remember those two lines go over, and that feeds all the trains on the map. I believe this is off. Oh, I didn't even name this. I thought I named this. I'm sure I named that. And I named that one. Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay, I don't know. So it is off. I don't know if this is going to show me. Yeah. So the trains want to consume 1,300, but nothing's going through the switch. The switch is off. I'm going to turn the switch on. That should send power through. And yep, we're going to see everything connected now. I'll get back to the rest of it in a second. All right, so the priority power groups. I'm going to want to get rid of these. We're not going to want those, but basically it's going to shut stuff off in order. So if there's not enough power, it's going to shut down 8, 7, 6, 5, and it's going to keep shutting things off until there's enough power to run what's left. So we want to prioritize stuff. So the trains, I kind of want the trains. Let's just say the trains are going to be at 3. Oh, I don't see the names because these aren't connected, are they? Oh no, I literally named every single one of these. I named every single. Well, no, those two have names. That's so strange that it lost some of them. Okay. Very confusing. So we gave it a priority, which right now it's the lowest priority, but it doesn't matter. So I won't need that. So there, think of this as the main power. It's going to go and feed the trains, but it's on a priority switch. And right now it's the lowest priority. So if we're not making enough power, it'll shut the trains off. Now I'm going to have other stuff below it. So that's that. So this would be our rocket fuel. That's going to go over to the rocket fuel area, which we don't have, right? I'm going to connect that. I connect it there? Probably. I'm going to connect that there because I don't want a priority power switch. That's just going to put power on our main power line here, okay? This will be the aluminum factory. We don't have it yet. I'll go ahead and connect that. Yep, and I definitely already had done this. We can turn it on. It's not going to do anything. We can go over here and we can say, oh, the aluminum factory, let's make that group 4. And if I do this, I should be able to see everything. Yes. Okay. Okay, this will be the large factory, which we don't have, but I can go ahead and connect that up. And go ahead and turn it on. The large factory is going to draw a lot of power, right? So, and I'll probably redo these later, but let's just say the large factory goes there. I don't know. Okay, future use and future use. We can go ahead and connect them, sure. We can turn that on. We can turn this one on. We can put these, technically right now is the lowest, right? I mean, it's not going to do anything. Okay. Here are the area miners. So all the miners in the area. So we want to hook that up. Turn you on. I'm going to say, see, this is difficult. Do you want the miners before the factory or after the factory? Because the miners, I'm going to say we'll shut the miners off first. I don't know. I'm undecided on that. Okay. And then those two, right, which aren't connected. I think that's everything but the factory, right? That one's connected. That one's connected. Connected. Okay, and then coming over here, so we'll have production 1, 2, 3, 4, and the lighting logistics circuit. So I'll go ahead, and we already know only this line, the whole factory is on that line right now because I need to run separate lines, but we'll do that. Sometimes it is so difficult to get that to snap. So those are all connected. Of course, they've lost their thing, even though I literally did this. I remember doing it because I did that. And then I was going down and I was pasting. And I'd name those the same. Medium Factory Production 3. Medium Factory Production Floor. Of course. And you can see the trains are running if you look at the compass on the top. Okay, and then that one. All right, so those are all connected. Nothing is going though, right? Except production 1. So we will turn this on, and that should pull a bunch of power. And it looks like it did. I will go ahead and turn the rest of these on, even though nothing's connected to them right now, but something will be. So that's all connected. Now, the lighting circuit, I don't think anything is connected to this, but the initial, I was going to put lights in the factory originally that used power, and then I ended up not liking them. So I separated it because obviously I was going to turn the lights off before I turned the machine off. But in this case, there's nothing on it right now. The only reason I still have it is I might put like some awesome sinks and stuff on it. So I'm going to say that's probably your low priority. Now then, are you going to do the simple ones or the advanced ones? I feel like you should do... That's the top floor, right? That's your most advanced stuff. You probably don't need any of that to build with. And then maybe 3... and 2... and 1. I don't know. I don't really know. So as far as I know, everything's separated. We've got power in. We've got the coal power plant over there, and the power's coming in and connected to that main run. We've got the oil refinery coming in, connected to that main run. I've got a temporary wire out that goes over, up, and feeds this entire medium factory. Nothing else. I've got another run that goes over to there and feeds all of the miners, which would be those miners, and then all of these miners, and the miners over there, and that miner over there, and then the miners and stuff back that way. We've got one going to the trains, which feed all of the trains, and the 2 miners over at the Quartz area. And I guess the radar tower. Actually, I deleted. I deleted the power lines. I don't know. I don't know that radar tower has power right now. Okay, I've done a little more. I didn't time lapse because I was just kind of jumping around to different floors as ideas came to me. So all of the really dangerous stuff is in here, right? Like this is the super high voltage, and you could like go up and touch it. So I've got those signs. This is also super high voltage, but it's all along the ceiling. I mean, that's obviously like in real life way too close, but the only spot you'd be able to touch it from the ground would be here. So I kind of fenced it off and put, danger high voltage around it. So I've just got those fences around there. I think basically the power room is done. I'm considering maybe we should put like a big sign on the wall that says, like how much power is coming in or going out or something like that. But I mean, I don't know how often I would come down here to see it. So I have not done this floor yet. I'm kind of putting it off because this is going to be the giant thing that explains this whole factory. I've got some stairs going up, and I left myself a spot to fly up because obviously I'm going to fly up, but we do have some stairs. So then this is our little temporary construction floor. And I went ahead and, I could have chopped the building off. I probably should have chopped the building off, but I'm like, whatever. So yeah, I've got what I had before. I can drop stuff here and sink it. This is our little temporary aluminum thing. We've obviously got plenty more room for any kind of temporary thing. Then up here, I've got these 3 things. And then I kind of put the hub inside and outside. So you can access this from inside, but then you got to go outside, and I sunk it down So you can just walk right in like real easy. But then we've got this, and there's a roof over it, and then there's this roof here, and I probably would have extended that over, but this thing's got to take off, so nothing's clipping. It's a little tight, obviously, but nothing's clipping. We've got a little porch here. I've got 2 lights, so this light is set to just kind of light the roof up, and then that light is aimed on the building. I'll see what it looks like at night. I don't know. Yeah. It, maybe I should have more horizontal stuff in there, but I'm kind of okay with it. I still need to run these things. I need to get that, I don't have to, I guess. I don't have to, but I need to, if I'm going to do it, I need to run those lines there and then on the other side. But this side in the front has got it. I think that's kind of everything here other than, the giant logistics, I don't even know what you want to call it, but the giant sign thing. So I still need to do that. I'm going to put it off a little more though. So let me go inside here to see what else can I possibly do other than that. So we need to go. Oh, and I've got stuff here too, right? Hypertubes, train roof, retaining wall, road signs, automate masks. We can go do a couple things at the Quartz. We can do some stuff at the refinery. Yeah. I need to make a blueprint for the road signs. Let me do that real quick. I'll be right back. I've got my blueprint to do the signs, and I came over here to do right here. And as I'm driving up, I'm like, why is this? It's a block signal. That block signal's green, and this block signal's green. I don't know why. I don't know why that would be flashing. Yeah. And the train was going through there. So I feel like I must have not, because see, you can, this is an example there. Like clearly I didn't snap that to the, no, it says it must be placed on a track. So you can't not snap it on a track. I don't know. That was weird. But yeah, I guess we never put these foundations in, did we? No problem. No problem. Yeah. That's totally one of the things we were going to do was to come over and finish this. Cool. But the automated train was just blowing right through there. So it didn't care that signal was flashing, which is what made me think it wasn't on the tracks. All right. So I've got a blueprint. Rail sign. Yes. Should it be like on the corner? And then try to divide this. That's about right, actually. All right, so you got this blueprint in the right spot when the beams line up. Now they're not going to line up perfectly here. So I've got the couple beams going in there. Couple beams here just as spacers. This comes up. There's some structure in the middle. Got a couple signs on this side and this side. So we would have, actually, this is the right one. So oil refinery is your next right, and then the medium factory is after that, right? Because that's how the highway signs work, is the bottom one is your next exit, and then that's the exit after. So then going this way, it would just be the next two things, which is nothing and then nothing. So I'll just change it. Because there's nothing going that way. So that's that. So then I need to put it in again over there, and then I'll put it in again here. So give me a sec to do that. I'm a little conflicted on exactly how to do this. Like, this makes logical sense to me because this is how you see a lot of signs on the road where it's a row and that's your next exit. And then that is what's coming up after that, right? So the medium factory is the first thing you're going to come to. And if you pass the medium factory, then you're going to go to the Quartz outpost. Okay. That makes total sense, right? And then like over there, I just did nothing and nothing. And I've got the two arrows. over here, I just put oil refinery and one arrow. But then this, like, to me, this makes more sense. Straight is nothing, left is the oil refinery. And I mean, you're assuming that both of these are for this track, right? Because obviously this track, they can't see that sign. So the other alternative would be, well, here, let me do it real quick. So I guess what makes more sense? This or this? Like, that arrow showing that going that way makes sense. But then, like, this is next to that, which makes me think, like, no, this should really be like that, right? Oh, I made it crooked. I don't really like that either. I don't know. Like, this would match the other signs, but this seems much more logical. Like, you're coming, you're on a track, and it's like, okay, I can go straight, I can go left, and then, you know, the arrow comes from the word, the arrow comes from the word. Here, the arrow comes from the word, but this doesn't, I can't do, I would need that, but I need it turned. And I can't turn these signs because they're not square. They're rectangles. You're going to do that crap again where I can't lower it. Well, that doesn't even make sense, though. It's like, huh? I feel like this makes more sense. I feel like that makes more sense. But then this way is different. Because then I would want like this there. And then this would be quartz. Oh, I need to get text on it. And you would just know that the one on the right's the first one you're going to come to, and then that's the second one. I feel like that could go either way, but I guess I never changed it. I could do it both ways this way. So I can do it either of those two ways, which I think either one of those is fine, but I feel like this, well, I should probably switch this back. It should be this. I feel like looking at these two options, this one makes a lot more sense. Looking at these two options, I think they're both fine, but to make it match, I should probably go with this. Because then that matches this. So I guess that's how I'm going to do it. I'm not like sold on it. I'm not sold on it. Yeah, leave me a comment and tell me what you guys think. I think you can pretty easily read that. So we've got nothing, right? And then we've got oil refinery and medium factory. Then over here, of course, we've just got oil refinery. We've got nothing and medium factory. And then we've got medium factory and quartz outpost, right? So you just got to remember that whatever's on the right is the next exit, unless you're at an exit, and then it's literally like the left could be the next exit, and that's straight, right? But I don't know. It's still not 100%. I don't think it's too confusing. I think you kind of like get it. Like, okay, yeah, the thing on the right is the next exit, unless like the arrow shows, you know, I don't know. Maybe you don't have to think about it like that. It's like these two things are that way. I can't do it exactly like how I want it. This one's a little more confusing. So I've got here medium factory and quartz outpost after that, because this is just an exit, right? So they're both straight ahead because you can't go in there. And this way we've got oil refinery and then nothing after that. So then coming down this way, exit only and the big X's, right? And then from this side, oil refinery and Quartz Outpost. Then we've got medium factory, Quartz Outpost. Because here you could actually turn in, and then that way, oil refinery and nothing. So same as that sign. Here you could turn in. Now we're showing what the individual lines do. This track is Quartz drop off. This track is the oil drop off. Entrance only and 2 X's. Then we've got Quartz Outpost and nothing. And then we've got oil refinery and medium factory. And that's the only thing, like, I think it's obvious. It's like, okay, the left is the medium factory and the oil refinery straight. But then our other way we're doing it is that this is the first exit on the right. And then that's the exit after that. But you can't you wouldn't have medium refinery left and then straight. Because that's, I don't know. I want a way to do it where it's consistent, and I can't do it consistent because I don't know, it's weird. It like kind of needs to be 2 different ways. So let me head over and do the quartz. All right, we've got Quartz Outpost and nothing. Medium factory, oil refinery. Quartz Outpost. Medium factory and nothing. And I did turn the emissives up to 3. So you should be able to read those. I do wish, and well, let me get over to this. We've got nothing to nothing. Quartz Outpost, medium factory. And I put it here. I didn't put it on the corner. Number one, it was going to be really tight because this is a much sharper corner. But when you're coming from this way, you can see that sign. You can see that it's angled. You know, it's like, it's not that bad. And then when you're coming from this way, you can read it. But if I had put that like here, I mean, I don't know. It's probably the same difference. But I do wish there was more options for text sizes. Because I've got basically that text is the same size as this text. And you can see it's like there's a tremendous amount of space there. I could make it bigger. But the only thing that's bigger is this. Right? Like I need something. What I ideally would have instead of layout is just give me something that's text size. And then I could keep making this bigger until medium factory fills up the whole thing. I think that's it for signs though, right? Because we've only got the oil intersection, this intersection, and the 2 there. Yeah, there's no more intersections. So that's all the signs for now. All right, I'm over here at the quartz mining area. I went ahead and built the billboard, and the train showed up. So I'm just going to take this guy back. Every other one, you can read the sign from the main line. And I don't think I can quite do it here. I mean, you could technically see it if you're right in the intersection and look back up. But there's this giant rock in the way. Even if I take all of those trees out, I'm going to wait for him to turn right and see, like, yeah, you can kind of see it there. Even if I take all those trees out, you're just going to see it for like a half a second, maybe. Is what it is. I don't want to make it super crazy tall. Oh, I was going to check the radar tower. I'm going to check the radar tower. Stand by. Okay, I just used like 150 nobelisks and took all the trees out. The problem is, like, yeah, if the sign was right here, you would definitely be able to see it. The problem is you go down, like, I can just barely see the track. So even if I moved this whole thing over to here, I'm not quite sure we would see it. I got to take my own train now because the other one's not here. I had disconnected the radar tower too, so I hooked it back up. We'll see if that helps at all. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It just bothers me a little bit. Like every other one has a giant sign and you can see it from the main line. I mean, you're going to know what it is now because, of course, we've got these little signs, but... yeah, if it was moved over, you'd see it better. I'm not doing it. I'll do it some other time. not doing it today. Well, mistakes were made. I was just full send. Full send. What do I have to do? Rerail the locomotive first? Is it going to take off on its own? Yeah. Yeah, I was just going as fast as I could possibly go. And he was looking off this way. And then all of a sudden, he was coming through here. And I was like, oh, there's a train. And then I hit it. Okay. Remember when I said I wasn't going to do this today? Well, I came back and did it. I had an idea. I'm like, I could just attach it to the train station. So it's farther over to the left and it's higher. So that should be better. Oh yeah. You can definitely see it now. Okay, that's taken care of. Sorry, I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And then I'm like, I should just go do that. So I'm just reviewing the list here. Yeah, looks like future episodes. Episode 32 is Finish 31. And then 33 is Aluminum. So we've still got a whole nother episode to finish this building. So yeah, I think we should just call it a day here. Honestly, though, I need to make some blueprints because I need to make a blueprint for the retaining wall. I need to make some blueprints for some beams for the refinery. That'll be the same retaining wall. If I do decide to do a train roof, I need a blueprint for that. Yeah. And then, the layout room. I'm very excited to have it. See, the door used to be here and I had to take it out and it's confusing me. Because this was going to be in the corner. Yeah. Do I still have that blueprint for... Because this is... No, see, this is the old one. I had another one that was much bigger blueprint. I don't know what happened to it. Yeah. I'm excited to have this, but... Oh, God, I don't want to do it. All right, so I guess we'll call it a day here, and next time we'll finish all the things that I didn't finish today. I do feel like I got quite a few things done today. Just, yeah, it's a lot of stuff that requires a lot of just thinking about. So, all right, see you guys next time.